welcome. We're going to talk about setting goals and realizing goals for 2024, but we're going to look at this in depth. And the reason I say in depth is you could really say there's three levels for that clear path. It's kind of like a house. There's the first floor. Oh, here's Tina. Welcome, Tina. And there's the first floor of the house, and that's where most people live. Hi, Tina. Welcome. We're just getting started. Are
Hi.
you up there in San Francisco?
No, I was
Oh,
born there, but I'm actually in Texas.
Texas. Okay, well, welcome, and glad
Thank you.
you're here.
Thank you.
Beautiful picture of the Bay Bridge there.
Yeah.
So there's the first level of the house where, that's where our mind lives. It's noisy. It's got a lot of thoughts, a lot of impressions, a lot of beliefs, a lot of people running around saying different things. Very duality-based subject, object. How do I avoid an object, or how do I get the enjoyment of an object? So that's where we stay busy with the mind. Busy mind, busy thoughts. Now that's great. That's where most of the planet lives. But some of you, all of you really, are here because you've gone up, found the stairway to another level, to a higher level, second floor. First floor, you've gone up to the second floor, and you see with a broader perspective. You're not just focused on your individual subject, object, drama, but you see others and a bigger system and a bigger reality. And there's more awareness. And in that awareness, there's more understanding and hopefully more spiritual light, compassion, appreciation, love, all those attributes that we think are very, very desirable. So from the first floor, that's where there's really much a cause and effect relationship. We're looking for certain causes that'll have certain effects, and it's pretty straightforward. On the second floor, since we have a bigger awareness, we see the cause and effect, but we also notice that there's a hidden cause that generates an effect. And that's where we're willing to look at our other levels, maybe in the basement, for what are there some subjective, subconscious material that's affecting what shows up in our life. And it's not obvious, right? There's problems there, but the problems are really symptoms of those other causes that are hidden, right? This is the hidden information. And in systemic work, that's some of what we're all about, is finding those hidden causes that are transgenerational, that are early childhood, that are social trauma, and could be other things that like a little bit more shamanic, like past lives or other energetic influences that are not obvious, but they affect the reality that we're creating. Now there's another level, even beyond that, where you go to the attic. Not many people go there, but that's the level of pure being, pure awareness. It doesn't have preferences. It doesn't have stories. It doesn't have judgments. It just is. And that's the pure awareness that really supports and allows everything else to happen at the other levels. And from the second and third level floor, we start to notice what's in that basement that's, collective consciousness, historical, in our own family system or in the social system, that's affecting what's on the first floor very dramatically, but we're not aware of it, all right? But we have enough light of consciousness to actually do what is needed to clear some of that and enjoy life more, have more what we're looking for and seeking. And really there's even conundrums about that I'll go into that are counterintuitive to what shows up on the first floor, to the way the mind thinks, but the way reality unfolds itself. And so that's kind of like at the quantum level of the quantum void, the quantum field versus classical Newtonian physics. Both are true, but they're different levels of truth that have a different impact on reality. And our ability to understand and comprehend both can make a big big difference in our lives, in the lives of others. So that's a little bit of an overview. Basically, on that first floor, it's cause and effect. And in terms of goals for 2024, that's really you and the clarity of your goal and your commitment to it. That's very cause and effect. If there's not clarity, but there is commitment, doesn't do you much good. If there is commitment, but there is clarity, but no commitment, again, you're not making progress. So we're going to take a look at that in dyads, and that'll be exploring the ground floor, or triads. Then we'll come and look at it systemically. Then we'll come back and look at what's in the basement, what that might be getting in the way of, even if you have clarity and commitment, might be getting in the way of your clear path towards manifesting what you're looking to achieve. And then we'll go to the third level, and this is the counterintuitive level, that's more of the quantum level, and look at that, but I'll explain that later. All right, I don't want to confuse things too much. All right, so any questions? I've laid out a lot very quickly. Before we get started, I'm going to explain a little bit about systemic work, Daryl, so you have a little bit more background. And I'll be in a group with you and somebody else that maybe, if we have someone else that's new to it, I'll coach you guys through it. So not to worry. Any questions about the house, the three levels, cause and effect versus hidden cause and effect versus beyond cause and effect, really, at the quantum level? Any questions? Okay, no questions? Say Denise shaking her head.
No.
Okay, good.
No, Harrison, I do have a question. I can't
All right,
find
Sharon, yeah, please.
I can't find the emoji. I don't know where the oh, here it is. Okay. Anyway, I apologize for not raising my hand.
No worries.
So I got a little confused when you were talking about clarity versus commitment on the first floor versus the second and third floor. So
Okay.
can you just go over that one more time? Thank
Sure.
you.
On the first floor, we're the linear thinkers. And according to psychology, I think about 65% of the world is a linear, sees the world in terms of cause and effect, step by step, do this, get this result. So it's pretty straightforward. And in your goal, you have what you want. You got to have some clarity on that, specificity, clarity, and then commitment, motivation, desire, focus. And then you have your action plan, your follow through. And in that, generally, there's also an emotional component. You have a thought, a clear thought, but you also have, how that feels to have the love of your life, or to have the perfect job. You know how that feels, or to succeed in some project. So there's both a mental concept or equivalent and an emotional equivalent, and it's pretty cut and dry, linear type thinking. Non-linear thinking isn't so straightforward. Yes, there's cause and effect, but there could be a hidden cause that's having a big impact, but we have no clue. We've forgotten. It's a family secret. It's in the social milieu so thickly that we don't see it. And because we don't account for it, we're prisoners to it. So constellation work is looking systemically for those hidden causes. They're non-linear, they're not obvious, but they're having a big impact on the system and on the reality the system is generating. So that's on the second floor where we go and get that bigger picture. And and from there, we can see into the basement on the second floor. First floor, we're ignoring all that. We're just what's right in front of us. So it's non-obvious. It's a little more intangible. When you talk about it to people who are pretty much first floor oriented, they're not that interested. It doesn't make sense to them because they haven't stepped upstairs, gotten a bigger perspective yet. Eventually they will, where that would be more obvious. Oh yeah, there's these hidden influences. Oh yeah, I can intuit that or sense it or get an appreciation of it. And because there's ways of thinking that are not verbal, there are ways of thinking that are nonverbal, more intuitive, felt sense impressions that are still underneath that, they're beliefs, but they're buried pretty deep. They're not accessible. If we're on the first floor, they're not accessible to our conscious awareness. So we're run by them, but we're not aware of it. Is that clear?